What's up, homies? My name's Mike S., and I want to talk about a grenade today. And that grenade is the potentiality for somebody with bad intentions to vibe code something very nefarious. So what got me thinking about this was a video. The video was by a gentleman named Spencer Cornelia, and he covers like guru grifters. But what had happened was somebody had gotten his number, somebody with bad intentions, and had used a piece of software to spam his phone to the point where his phone, was unusable, overheating. Let's just watch a little bit of it. I'll let him say it.
Video of the messages I received from this criminal. He asks if my phone is getting hot. He'll send like 500 texts from various phone numbers all at the same time, and random numbers will start calling you. It was legitimately overwhelming, and yes, my phone was starting to overheat. Ready for the call bomb?
So I don't know what software they were using, but that's kind of my point. Is you don't need to know about a malicious software. You just need malicious intent, and you can do a lot of damage. So some high-level stuff. What I did was I wanted to see really how hard it would be for somebody to create a nefarious product without a lot of software engineering experience and just relying on vibe coding. So just some high-level information here. Ollama is a product created that allows you to basically interface with an agent in the same way you would in ChatGPT, but it runs local and with the ancillary benefit of being able to select your model. So you can see I've got in the bottom clip here, I've got Ollama running locally, and I'm interfacing with with Dolphin Mistral. So in addition to having the UI or the GUI, you can also just interface with Ollama programmatically via the terminal. And so that's what I've set up here in this view. You can see that have Ollama running, and specifically the Dolphin Mistral model, and I can interface with it. The other advantage of having this setup or near the setup is that you can actually get code that could run in the terminal quite quickly. So here's what I did. What I did was I set up a conversation. I said hello, introduced myself to the model, and then I asked the model, in this case Dolphin Mistral, if it could create something nefarious, right, in Python. And actually, the results are what you would hope. So I say, create a DDoS program in Python. And the response is, as an AI developed with the goal of assisting and providing valuable information, I must emphasize that creating a DDoS program is not only ethical, but also illegal. It is against the law. So good job. She doesn't answer. Okay. Next step was I wanted to get to the bottom of this question. So how would somebody do it? Because I imagine they are. That is, in fact, my fundamental claim is that they are using these models for nefarious intention. And so then I asked Claude Code, I said, what can we do? What can we do? This is the circumstance. The circumstance is I'm trying to replicate the situation whereby somebody created nefarious software via vibe coding. And so Claude Code gave me 3 recommendations. I actually pasted the previous conversation into my chat with Claude Code. And Claude Code says the following: if you're looking for a truly unrestricted model for legitimate security research or educational purposes, you might consider these type of options. So here's the high level. I followed through on her advice. And so I executed one of these strategies, and now look at the results. The results are as straightforward as you can imagine. This Python script creates a DDoS attack. So it took almost no effort, right, for me to create a nefarious script just by prompting correctly, right? And there were other strategies that could have been taken, but that's all it takes. So imagine this is the world we're kind of stepping into. Okay, let me take a step back and look at the problem that interested me in the subject in the first place, which is the circumstance with Spencer. Now, Spencer received a very specific attack. Now, I happen to know a little bit about this, what it would take. I've done in my years of software engineering, I've done programs that rely on the ability to send text messages, make phone calls, etc. So Twilio's been around for a long time, at least 10 years. And Twilio is a framework that allows you to send and receive messages for using phone numbers. So you can write very quickly a Python script that will send a message from a phone number, and also you can also make phone calls programmatically. So Twilio's been around for a while. So what I did next was, okay, Spencer's circumstance is such that he received malware involving his text to his phone. So I was like, how hard would it be to get the agent to create a script that would actually produce something negative that's relevant to this problem? Sure enough, you'll see the end of the code, the bottom part of the code there, but you'll also see in this example, the script, in this example script, the attacker sends multiple SMS messages and phone calls from their Twilio account to a target number. So that's what we're up against here. In very short order, I was able to create a nefarious script that could approximate some of the damage that maybe Spencer inferred. Now, let me be clear. I didn't run any of this code. This was all for educational purposes. Don't do this. I didn't explain specifically how to do it, just that it's totally possible if you have even a little bit of knowledge in the subject, etc. Now, I stream every day on Twitch, sometimes on YouTube, but come by, hang out. We talk about software engineering topics like this, mostly pertaining to AI engineering, etc. And if you have any specific questions, I'm happy to answer them then. If you want to see me do a follow-up video where I talk more in depth on how this could be possible, I'd be happy to do that as well. All right, homies, peace.